This demo is for Italian drumsticks. In addition to your 6 or 8 quart Instant Pot, you will need some tongs, a zester to get some lemon zest, a knife, a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, a tablespoon, and a dry 1 cup measure, a can opener, as well as a bowl and a liquid 1 cup measure. For ingredients, you will need 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You could also use coconut oil, 8 nice-sized chicken drumsticks, 1 medium onion, or that would be about a heaping cup of onion. For spices, you will need half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, or half a tablespoon of crushed garlic, a few sprigs of fresh thyme, or if you don't have fresh, go with half a teaspoon of dried thyme. Of course, you will need salt and pepper. I'm going with half a teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt, and then I can add more later. Next up, you will need 2 tablespoons of sweet balsamic glaze. So if you don't have the glaze, then go with 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and add 1 tablespoon of coconut sugar or regular sugar. You'll also need the zest of half a lemon, 2/3 of a cup of diced tomatoes with some of the juices, and of course some fresh basil to sprinkle on top. So I am going to be doing a double recipe here in my 8 quart Instant Pot, but I'm going to be voicing the ingredients for a single recipe. So basically just do as I say and not as I am doing. First up, set your Instant Pot to saute, as we are going to take the oil, put it in the Instant Pot. That would be about a tablespoon of oil, and then your 8 drumsticks need to get seared. While the drumsticks are searing, chop up your onion. This time we are not going to chop the onion into little square pieces. This time it's going to be long pieces. So chop your onion in half and then turn it sideways and just slice, cut them into half long pieces. Don't forget to attend to the drumsticks and keep turning them until they are seared. Don't worry about sticking to the bottom because we will be deglazing. When your drumsticks are seared around the edges, just take them out and put them into a bowl. You will likely need to do this in 2 batches, or if you're doing double like I am, maybe 3 batches. Once your chicken is out, take those sliced onions and add them to the Instant Pot. They are going to saute, release some juices, and help deglaze. I also suggest just grabbing about a 1/4 cup of water, adding it in. Then grab your spatula, something that's hard enough to be able to scrape the bottom of the Instant Pot, and make sure that all of the bits do come off the bottom. Now open up your tin of diced tomatoes and measure out about 2/3 of a cup. The juices should be in it as well. Add in your teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. Then your half teaspoon of chili powder and half a teaspoon of garlic powder, or half a tablespoon of the crushed garlic. Then half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Give it a stir, make sure nothing's stuck to the bottom, and add in your tomatoes. Hit cancel on your Instant Pot, and we're going to add in the balsamic glaze, 2 tablespoons. Or if you didn't have the sweet glaze, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Next, add in your sprigs of thyme, or if you don't have that, use half teaspoon of dried thyme. Now add in zest from a half of a small lemon, or maybe only a quarter of a very large lemon. Give it one more stir and then add in your chicken. When the chicken is in, give it another stir so that everything is combined as much as possible. If you actually have enough room left in your Instant Pot, you could add the rice with the pot-in-pot method. Now make sure that your rim is clear from food and put your lid on and set the sealing valve to sealing, not venting. Now set your Instant Pot to pressure cook for 15 minutes. So if you're using a model like mine, you'd be pressing the manual button. If it's the other one that I use, the Ultra, which is my favorite, you'll be using the dial. Once your timer goes off and your Instant Pot is on warm, give it 2 or 3 minutes just to settle down, and then do a quick pressure release. You would not believe how good this smells. Now take out your sprigs of thyme if you used them, and then just scrape them with the spoon against the side of the pot if there's still some leaves on it. They'll come off very easily. So I'm putting these in foil for the family I'm making it for, but since I made a double recipe, I've got some extra for my husband and I. This recipe is really great on rice, but I think it would be really good on pasta as well. And last but not least, add the fresh basil on top. We had this on rice and it was so good. I now don't even know which recipe is my favorite anymore, but I could eat this every night. I hope you enjoy. Or since this is Italian, I will say buon appetito.